Alright, so I figured this would be a fun story, or like a fun fanfiction idea to kind of do. I figured everyone would kind of dig this, and I have done versions of this on my channel at some point or another. Basically, this is, as you can see, an Avatar Kong crossover. Yeah, we're doing an Avatar and Kong crossover. I have kind of done this before, but it was with Kong and Legend of Korra a while back. But this is more Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you want to know where in continuity this is basically, I would say after the series, like the post book 3, like post Sozin's Comet era of Avatar. So let's get into it. So our story begins with Zuko gathering, all of his old friends together and basically telling them that what has happened is that a Fire Nation vessel has gone off course and it's gone missing. Close to somewhere, it had gone off course and had gone missing, and the last known trajectory is towards what's believed to be an unknown island out in the middle of the sea. An unexplored island known only as Skull Island. Now, the reason why this boat is so important, because May was on it. May was on the boat, and she was part of like an envoy to the Earth Kingdom, but they fell off course. They got attacked by raiders, and they were drawn off course towards this unknown island. So this is not just your typical rescue mission. This is to save the wife of the Fire Lord. So of course Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, even Ty Lee comes along with Zuko, and they all, along with a crew of firebenders, all go out to the last known location of this island. And yeah, when they arrive, now for reference as to what kind of version of Skull Island we're dealing with here. This is not like giant like Kong. This is not like MonsterVerse Kong. This is more along kind of like the original Kong. But the island itself is very primordial. A lot of the creatures there are very like half evolved. It's kind of like elements of the wildlife of Skull Island, but on a smaller scale with a little bit of O5 Kong there. So this is not like a huge Kong. But essentially, the islanders themselves also are a very primitive species, a very primitive race of people as well. Turns out they were once a group of air nomads who had kind of a different more brutal take on things. Now, they weren't benders, they were not airbenders, but they were descended from eons, even before way before Aang's time, and even it's ancient history, that these were a clan of savage airbenders, and one avatar way back in the past. And it wasn't Avatar Yang Chen, but it was an airbending avatar who took away the bending of these warlike airbenders, and these are the descendants of them. They're all inbred. They're all almost cannibalistic, and they worship the mighty god of Skull Island, who also has ties to an avatar. That is, that being Avatar Kyoshi. So ages ago, Avatar Kyoshi encountered this island, and it was much larger, and it was close to the Earth Kingdom. But the difference being is that there were a multitude of Kongs, but there was also a predator there. These are this version's skull crawlers. Now, excuse the background noise. I don't know if the mic's going to pick that up, but essentially, what had happened was that these skull crawlers were not only spawning at a rapid pace, but they were getting off the island and getting to the Earth Kingdom. Kyoshi, along with the Kong there, fought the skull crawlers, and essentially, it kind of left to a bloody war, and most of the island during the battle with the skull crawlers was destroyed and left smaller. Skull Island was vastly diminished because of that, and many of the Kong are wiped out, only leaving Kong's original parents. And that's how bad the Skullcrawler, like, Kyoshi had to basically wall off the, like, use her bending to wipe out most of the island to, keep the Skullcrawlers from getting off the island and getting back to civilization, because she knew if these things started breeding at a rapid pace, they just eat everything. So yeah, so they know who the Skull Islanders know who the Avatar is, and they actually gave Mei to Kong already. Like, that's the thing, is that they already gave Mei to Kong. So Zuko, Aang, and a whole expeditionary group of firebenders all go into the depths of Skull Island to rescue Mei from Kong. Now, Kong, like I said, isn't like huge Skull Island Kong. He's more like a mix of like the original era Kong and the 05 Kong in a way. Like, he's kind of like his own version of Kong, and he's intelligent. Like I said, he's an intelligent being, and he's kind of he's obviously he hasn't killed Mei, so, and she's she's kind of warming up to him. And at this time, Mei is also kind of having her own little crisis, because she's discovered that she's pregnant, and she's worried that the abuse she took at the hands of her parents is going to kind of pass on to her children. That's kind of like and the thing is, Zuko doesn't know yet. She actually found out on this envoy. She discovered it and like, oh shit, how do I tell Zuko? Like, so this is obviously, the birth of Azumi. And from that, Mei has been, like, Kong is also gentle with her, and Mei kind of deduces that maybe the reason why Kong is being gentle with me, because maybe he can sense I'm pregnant. So that's kind of the assumption Mei is going with Kong. And Kong's actually protecting her from not just the Skullcrawlers, but the other creatures on the island, even like a version of the Ventrosaurs from 05 Kong. So yeah, there are kind of like, because really the Ventrosaurs and V-Raptors are kind of, the V-Rex and V-Raptors are kind of like, almost like you could see those creatures in the Avatar universe. Like, even though they're dinosaur-like, that's kind of like you could see them there. Like, and that's the thing, is that evolution on Skull Island in the Avatar universe is so twisted and gnarled that it's kind of, you could almost see it in a way, right? Like, you could see those creatures from both Skull Island and from not only just Skull Island, but also the 05 movie in there. So, yeah, getting back to Zuko and the group, and the rest of the group, they're fighting their way through one horror after the next, and yeah, if your name isn't part of the main cast, you're getting eaten. That's kind of how this works. Basically, if your name isn't Aang, Zuko, Toph, Katara, or Ty Lee, just any of the main cast, you're there to be cannon fodder in this story. You are there to get either eaten, trampled, or disemboweled, or something worse happening to you. So that's how it pretty much goes. So when they find Kong, Zuko's already he's already heard enough. Like, he's gonna kill the big monkey, but then Aang and Mei stop him from killing Kong. And yeah, Kong rather than try to bring Kong to the Fire Nation or something like really stupid, like Sokka brings, like, I wanted to have Sokka have this fun joke where he's like, wouldn't it be funny if wouldn't it be cool, like, maybe we could make some money if we brought this guy back with us to civilization, like it's the 8th wonder of the world. And Katara immediately goes, no. Like, just pops him over the head. Is like, dumbass. That's a horrible idea. So yeah, the group just leaves, and Kong is left to reign on his island for the rest of his days, in peace. Like he should have. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Kong Avatar crossover. Hope you all enjoyed this. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? And as always, if you haven't already, go hit the link below to my Patreon. And other than that, hope you all. I'm Mr. Multiverse, and I'll see you next time in the multiverse.